Hello, welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, unfortunately, starting a little bit late, but welcome to Get Rich for Trying. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get to the charts. This thing is going crazy. Oh, actually, I think this is supposed to be dollar. Let me put this as dollar. Yeah, that's dollar. We got a nice little push up on this open. The only target that we would have is is for us to continue to get higher highs. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. Which one is this? Oh, this is from back there. I haven't checked on any of my alerts, nothing. I'm so behind. So let's come down to the 15-minute and really understand what's happening here. So we got opening range that happened yesterday. That's what that down there. But this opening range is already taking off, and it's a lot of massive movement here. So we're probably getting ourselves a little bit of something like this. Oops, that is backwards. We got to do this right. Come on, people. All right. Oh my God, did it do it backwards again? Or I mean, you know what? I think I'm probably going crazy. That's what happens when you have a headache. All right, boom, boom, boom. And then we got Stranger Danger at 686. It needs to hold there as we're building this. We got 8 minutes until this candle is fully closed. So let's see if it can build up that strength to do so. Let's get rid of that so we can see more chart. What do I see? What do I see? The first thing that's really standing out to me is the fact that this micro trend right here is completely utterly destroyed, and this is now the trend that we're on, kind of making this new high. So this is now our pivot for that. So how much of that information can they get, or how much of that price action they can get? It very depends. See how this strength holds. But we erased at least a good 6 to 10 days of bearish movement with everything between what happened yesterday and this morning. So that said, the bears can come back with a vengeance over here, because if we remember, this whole area, bears were stepping in on each and every one of them. So the question is, are the bears gone? Are they done? Is this going to be completely liquidated so that way we could get higher highs, and then the bears will step in when we get to like 24 again? And that's the question that I really want to know. So that said, let me go ahead and get myself logged into my accounts. Like I said, I am running dreadfully behind. You didn't do your 2 minute, huh, Javi? It's better to lose 150 than to lose 1,000. Uh-huh. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. I wish I bought more Tesla. Oh no, you're at your cap. Then that's a good amount of shares. Yes, my cup has Tigger on it. Yeah, I'm a big Tigger fan. It's bad. I'm telling you, it's extremely bad. Yeah, yeah. This is my boy. He always hangs out with me all the time. He used to be in my Crown Vic with me, but he rolls with me in my office. His carefree, nonchalant self is a perfect reflection of me. I didn't expect to have this cup in front of the screen, so I was like, all right, you know what? Let's go full Monty at this point. Mhm. Yeah, there's a bit of a stumble here. Look, I would say do not panic. We're sitting on a multiple of 5 minute fair value gaps. Any one of them can go ahead and give up and let this thing kind of fall. Here's a fair value gap here, fair value gap here. They try to retrace this. They bought back the dip at the center pivot, and then you could kind of see a nice little bounce off of here, which is our previous day's golden zone. So they're they're working it. That's the best way to say it. They're working it. They're trying to figure out what they want to do, and it's best for us to kind of sit down, relax, and wait for the right opportunity. That's the best way to look at it. It's not in here. Yeah, not in here. I don't know where it is. All right, so let me go ahead and load up QQQ because I do believe that we're going to be getting into some QQQs. Got these zeros open. A 580 would be a strike that I'll be looking for to see if I can get some calls to that direction. Let me go log into my TradeAvate because TradingView, your connection directly to TradeAvate, me and you are not friends. Unless I'm on the road, I am not using that thing. Did I tell you what happened to me, Javi? I think I did. So I took the trade on one of the episodes, Get Rich and Fit Tryin, and I think one of my orders was lingering. Remember when we had that massive drop and it just kept on dropping? And we had the 2 o'clock session where we kind of like talked right after. He was like, hey, let's meet up. I never went back into the brokerage because I was like, yeah, I'm done trading, so I really didn't care too much for it. I get a message from Elite. Congratulations. You have failed your account because you left a lingering order. That's the huh? Yeah, that's the second time that happened. That's the second time, and that was when I just said, you know what, it's a TradingView thing. I just got to go straight into TradeAvate. I know a lot of advanced traders that go straight to TradeAvate, and I have to do the same thing. I just have to.
Or you could just close your things off.
Well, that's the thing. I know I closed it, so that means there was slippage. That means it was just sitting there waiting for me to do something, but it wasn't on the TradingView screen. So I can't cancel something I can't see, and there's times that connection does slip. All right, where I want to park you? Let's park you over here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep you here. All right, so we got ourselves 2 minutes until our 15-minute is completely and utterly official. Uh-huh. And see what it does. So I'm gonna, yeah. I thought about doing some overnight calls when I saw um, us get close to that 50%, but we didn't get to the 618. You know what took out the 618? The NVIDIA news. If they had did that in the middle of the session, I would have took some overnight calls. Yeah, no, I'm saying I would have took overnight calls because we did it during the NVIDIA earnings. If they did it before, if they did it during market session, I would have did it. Because right now, all those guys that took puts, they're crying bloody murder. The question is there enough of them to create momentum to get us to new highs? Which way did it go? Which way did it go? They're trying to use that 700 level as a level of support. I think I'm going to operate with 7 micros. And since this one is kind of like on its, I don't want to say last legs, but it's kind of like suffering here, I'm going to go with the one that got a little bit more drawdown on. And we'll do a half a mini. Half a mini. Huh? They want to, but they can't. Alright, just triggered one of my alerts saying, hey, we're still going up to the upside. Let me see, is there any news at 10 o'clock? I think the news was early this morning. You have jobs report with GDP. Oh, come on, why is this not refresh? Bearish for the dollar. Oh, the GDP report was bearish for the dollar. Never mind. I mean, bullish for the dollar. I thought we could go more higher. No, I think we're coming. Yeah, I think we're coming down. I think we're coming down. Yeah. We got quite a few order blocks though. And let me put you over here. You're in my way. Let me find the range for today. Goat chart. Let's put you here and let's put you there. Figured.
My tablet.
I don't know where you put it.
Kayla. Never mind. I'm gonna knock you out for your nap.
Alright, so
Did you have my tablet? Yes, you did.
looks like the one, I want to say 1 minute.
It was just on.
Alright, this 5 minute and this 10. Which way are you going? Which way are you going? Really? Yep. Let's see. So we don't have any news. 8-week bill auction, 7-year note. Yeah, we don't have a lot of catalysts other than the GDP, and I think they gave us all the smoke that they could give us. Yeah, we might not have anything unless this 4-hour does something. Let me go over to the 4-hour real quick. Let me see something here. We took out the fair value gap here, and there's no fair value gaps anywhere here. So this would be just straight up liquidity of this whole entire line. That's what that would be. But they have rebalanced for the bears. So without any targets, it could make it very tricky to try to play the upside. Ooh. I don't know about that, Javi. I don't know about that. We got some fair value gaps that just stepped in. If they come and snatch the momentum. What did you do? What did you do? Ah, ah, I hate that. I That's why I be putting do not disturb sometimes. I hate when that happens. A notification just pops up on your screen, especially when I'm playing some online games too. Oh, it's just so damn annoying. All right, so we're under VWAP, which is not a good thing. I told you we were. That's capitulation right there. Gotcha. So this is the 5 minute right here. We put in two brand new bearish fair value gaps. Well, really one, but we're gonna see what happens with this next one. All right, here's our range. So let's see if there's a reversal here. Be careful. Be careful because that it sits on top of an order block and we fill the fair value gap. Wait, you got out? Yeah, that's too tight. I was gonna take it off of the rejection of the bearish line. That's what that was my goal. But we had like 2 minutes left into this candle. That's why I didn't take it. There's a couple of targets. 576. That's going to be one that they're going to try to aim for. We got like 60 seconds left. It will, because of the order block and the psychological level. 46 seconds for the bounce back. I'm thinking that since there is no bullish targets anymore, I'm going to try to play to the downside. Got 27 seconds. I'm just waiting for this 5 minute to close outside of this area. All right, let's just put one order right there. $10 candle. It's 5 minutes away. There's no real news that's coming out, so that's why I didn't really care for it. There's home sales. All right, looking for a reversal here. Going back down to the downside. Oh, I forgot to put my ATM on. We're going to have a super tight stop loss. Let's take that. There we go. Oh! That happened so quick. I made my 52 bucks. That was a good quick scalp. Maybe I got my stop too tight. My ATM is too tight. Yeah, my ATM is way too tight. I should have went with the 30-minute one instead of, I think I clicked 15 minutes. Oh, that's why I did 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. That was, it's not gonna go back up, not right now. Let's take that one. There we go. There we go. Come on. Keep on going. Alright, I got a full mini right now. Come on, come on, come on. Hold it, hold it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, hold your water, hold your water. Oh, damn. They pushed it right back up. Why would you do that? It's like a $300 swing right there. I'm now down to 32. I was up 100. What, you took off the bounce? Nice. Congratulations. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See you again. Yeah. I should get out of the trade instead of me playing around. Let me just lose the 20 bucks. Just in case this 10 o'clock candle comes bad. Let me get out of this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we put in the 5 minute fair value gap. I thought it was gonna fill the rest of it, but you could see we're wicking right through it. So this is probably gonna be going up. You on paper? Yeah. Okay, good. Open the range, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for. They might recapture this wick. Okay. It looked like it for a moment. Okay, so now I feel like we're gonna go ahead and go for this fair value gap here. Yeah, now I'm on the same page with you. Let's see how it responds. Nah, it's gonna reject first when we get to that line. Just be careful. Like that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, there's a lot of buy side liquidity that just stepped in just now. All right, that's the test of the fair value gap there. They're making this a little difficult. We're back above VWAP. See if we can get a pure rejection here. 72. That was a good rejection on the 5 minute. Can we get a follow through here? They are really making this difficult. I was able to kind of scalp out $100 in that one, but yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave that one alone for now. Oh, thank God I did. That's them trying to go for that fair value gap. We're going through the fair value gap. Got like $50 on this run. First attempt at this fair value gap. See if we can get some real momentum here. Let's see if they catch it here. Has to catch it here. Second shot at getting into that fair value gap. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Just needed to just gain some strength as it just blows past this level right here. That's what they're attempting right now. I would raise my leverage, but there's a couple of order blocks up there, so I'm gonna just use the momentum of everybody else here and just stay still. There should be some buyers here. Then the next target is Stranger Danger, which would bring us to 686. Getting close to the break even. So we need just to go ahead and give us a behemoth of a move. Still holding on to that. There we go. Another $100. I'll check you out in a little bit. This is their target, that 690 area. I think that's what they're looking for. Five minute got a nice little curl here. Let me see what the 15 minute did. Can the 15 minute retake that whole entire candle? I think that's what they're trying to do right now. Did we build up enough momentum off of NVIDIA's earnings and everything else to kind of just power right through? Very possible, especially that we're going into the end of the month. So I know people wants to carry some puts going into September, but they might be just a little early. Let's see if they can push them off of their puts. which will then liquidate and bring in the liquidity we need to go ahead and push to the top. And then they can buy their puts later on here. We'll see. 9 seconds. We need to close inside the fair value gap. We're not closing inside the fair value gap. Yeah, it came from my break even. That's what they did. That's cute. It hit one of my targets, but I thought we could just go ahead and hold on to this for a while. Solid retracement. Let's give it another shot here. See if we can get another push up here. This is a fair value gap rejection, so I'm gonna risk about, I don't know, $70, $75 or so, give or take. Break above this pivot at 61, 62. Right now the 5 minutes trying to force to put it in a fair value gap. A lot of selling pressure that showed up here, so that's where it's going to struggle on making that. But I think it still can hold that, and we'll probably push right through. $660, $661, $662. If we can get to $665 like right now, we probably could really put some pressure on the bears. Getting some crossovers as if we're going to push up. That would have been a good spot to add on leverage, but I'm gonna just wait and let them do their job. I got an order at 717 just in case we start to break out of the opening range, and then 742 for obvious reasons, because that will be the break out of the opening range. I think we're gonna get a bullish opening range break just like we did yesterday, or at least get very close to it, because I think the bears are like, wait, we seen this story yesterday, maybe we need to like regroup somewhere else, and I think that's what we're pulling back up right now. Get the rest of the fair value gap, get into that 690. Need an explosion here. Need an explosion. All right, bears. Now your liquidity. Let's go push. Oh, they did not. They said, no, we are not liquidity. We were just giving you a little breather so we can go ahead and short the crap out of you some more. Do we get people to step in on this one? I think we just did a little bit. We got to get off of that six. Yep, come on, 670. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Real catalyst explosion here. Come on. Because we got a 4-hour candle that finished like a doji, so we're supposed to be coming down, right? But if we can take more of this wick, that's when you're going to go ahead and get some bullish momentum. So that's why I think we're trying to push and recap. So let's go recapture the flag. They will not let that fair value gap go. I don't want to add to my position because I think it's just weak sauce. I think they're gonna go ahead and just fly right on through. All right, they noticed that the 15-minute wouldn't give it up, so let's go ahead and push right through. New 5-minute candle. All right, bears, go take a nap. They came at that high. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What happens if you can't get that liquidity? That means you get out the way, right? They keep toying with it. We may have ourselves a little bit of a problem, Houston. All right, get out the way. Sell side liquidity. New 5-minute candle. We couldn't take that high right here, so it's scaring some of the bulls right now, and it's emboldened the bears, but they would probably put their stop loss right at that area here, especially if they were shorting from this point on. So I really think there's a lot of liquidity here, a lot of liquidity. Partially makes me want to, when we get inside that fair value gap, and I do mean when, we're probably going to add a position. If it doesn't, then we already know what we got to do. But when this thing gets into here, I'm really considering adding to the position. Yeah, you know what? Let me not be greedy. I would add at the third tier. There we go. Bang. That should be an add right there, and then we just take off the rest. Oh, come on. Eight acres. Where? Okay. Got you. Got you. That should be fun. These bears are not taking a nap. What just happened there? That was interesting. I guess it didn't close off all my orders. I think it probably hit a sell stop there. Yeah, so I risked 100, try to get another 100. Damn, we're going to go right into chop right now. Oh, what? You know what? Let me get rid of YouTube. All right, YouTube. We'll talk later. We're gonna go talk shop, and we'll catch up later. Y'all have a great day.